Hello and welcome back to Farming Simulator 25. We're doing the long play, which basically means, we're playing this out the way you would play it at home, not speeding anything up and not slowing anything down. It's normal speed, and that's the way we're rolling. Right now, we probably could do these hoeing contracts. Same tractor. So yeah, we'll borrow the items and we'll sign off to do the other one as well. That's two contracts we can do real quick. Not a big fan of the hoeing contracts, but it is something to do. Used equipment. That's something we could buy. That's something I might buy. What's this? 70,000. This is a cultivator, but it's too narrow. It's only 8.4 meters. We need something bigger than that. There's a tractor for us. That's pretty nice. Engine setup. That's what we'd want. We might come out and buy this tractor. I mean, we have the money. We need a tractor. Nice setup. I don't think I'd want the weight on it. I would want the linkage. Yeah. So we could plop that in like that. What do you say we buy this tractor? This, we buy this, we could bail. Front loader attachments. That tractor, I think we're going to buy that puppy. That's pretty nice, and that will start to get us into business. Once we get this attached up, we'll pick up that used tractor. That'll be our first tractor. Decent horsepower, not the best, but that is a decent tractor. Let's go back in here. 176 horses. That's pretty good. We don't want the front weight. We want the linkage up front. There we go. I think we want the fenders on it. We could put the wheel weights on. That's going to cost a little bit of money. Wheel weight is only on the back. I think we do that, just like that. Putting the attachment, no. Okay. Yeah, that's our setup right there. Boom. Let's buy it. Need to get 10,000 to pick that thing up. There's our new tractor right there. That is a good buy. Pretty happy with that pickup. We can now go bale. Do some baling, especially round bale contracts. You know, really, you fail the yield. We only have $3,000 left in the bank. We picked ourselves up a used tractor, so now we can do some work. Still foggy. I'm going to cut across field 76. We never want to do anything in field 86. That's a field that if we were to buy it, I think we'd just plant trees there. Alright, so we got ourselves a tractor. We still got to make ourselves some money. We should be able to start pulling some cash in. Fields just doesn't make a lot of sense of what we're doing, but I think one of the things we need to start looking at doing is buying some property, but we still need to get some more farming equipment. Things, and then we could actually probably make a little bit of money with our tractor out doing these kind of contracts. We wouldn't have to lease, so no matter what, we'd make at least another $800 every time we went out and did a group of these jobs. Just about done here. There we go. Get that map big. There we go, and we're going up. To our next job. This one here seems like it would be quicker than this one. Build 43. We just wrapped some bales in build 43 the last time we played the game. For me, a couple of hours ago. For you, a couple of days ago. This will be the last one I play today. I'll get 2 done today. Next Saturday, I might get 1 done. I usually play these on Saturdays because of the time. But I'm going to have to work next Saturday, so I'm not going to get everything knocked out. Oops. Good thing it's not my tractor. Oh, there's something new for sale. Just popped up on the market. We don't have the money for it. Just cutting from the people again. Okay, another dirt field. I have a hard time understanding these fields and why the contracts are done, or you do these this way, but what do I know? Not much, evidently. The nice thing is we can track our tire prints here, so easier seen than in other fields. Alright, as we complete this, we are about 96% complete, it says, so maybe we'll be 97% by the time we get this rolled out. 100%. And we're done. Hit the escape button. Take a look and see if there's any more hoeing. There is not. There is a bale wrapping one we could do. That cultivating. Nothing else though. I wonder if we could buy a fertilizer. Let's complete these. Boom. Just at $5 grand. This is our tractor. Let's take a look. This is what just came on the board. That's a header. Okay. Interesting. That's on the board now. But yeah, we don't need that, so that's not a big deal. I'd like to pick up this sprayer here, but I don't think we're going to have the money for that. Anyway, before we do any contracts, $50,000 for this one. It would be a decent temporary one to do small ones on. Maybe not exactly what we'd want. Yeah, I don't want that one. That's a lot of horsepower, so that one we couldn't use on this tractor. This one, we can't use that one. Horsepower too high. Too high. Most of these cultivators we could not use. So let's back out on that. We don't have the power for that. Sprayers. That's just a tank. That's a sprayer. 30,000. Okay. We're just kind of taking a look at some things. Trying to see what we could buy. Weeders. I think this is the one we're using right now. We could actually put that on our tractor, so that would work just fine. And that's 36,000, so that would be a pretty decent buy. So I think that's the next thing we're going to look for. Let's see what contracts are out here. I think the bale wrapping one is probably a good one to do. There's more hoeing all of a sudden. And there's a weeding. Cultivating, there's that. Guess we're going to accept that contract to start. And then we'll accept that contract. And we'll borrow that on that there. Oh, we did the bale wrapping, but we didn't borrow the units. Oops. The same setup we just had and we got rid of. It's costing me extra money today. I think it's 82 we'll do first. That'll be nice and quick. We need to get $30,000 so we can start doing these hoeing contracts and not be paying the $100 or the $800. This is $1,600 what we paid so far on this one. I'd like to get the mowing equipment, and we need to get, I'm hoping we get another bale wrapping contract before the end of the day. The contracts are a little better today than what they were the last few days that we played, or last few episodes. Actually be able to see what we're doing here. You know, you can see stuff growing, which will make it easier to tell what's here and what's not. don't have to hit everything, but at least we can see where the weeds are on this field. That makes it a little easier to manage. See, we missed a couple over there, it looks like. Looks like we missed a whole shebang there, but you know what, we'll worry about that later. I think I'm going the wrong way. I think I'm literally going the wrong direction. I don't know what the heck I was thinking there, but let's just weed it out. That's some bad farming right there. Completely went the wrong direction. Let's at least take this path out. There we go. I feel a little better now. There's a lot of this field left that has weeds in it. Just kind of looking at this going, and it says we're already 99% done. Yeah, I mean, I don't get that. Okay. Let's collect that money, and let's see. We're looking for a hoeing contract. No hoeing contract. That's a big field for that cultivator there. That would take some time. Fertilizing wouldn't take that much time. That's fertilizer, and fertilizer. This looks like a good idea. Let's fertilize. We're going to have to buy some fertilizer, so we're going to collect that. And we are going to fertilize, and I'm looking at tractors. I think we'll go with this one here. We'll borrow the items here, but and that's field 21, 12. That one here. Let's do that one. Let's accept that contract. Now, let's escape, tab. Oh, look at these things. This is a small fertilizer truck. We might have to drive back and forth on this one. Okay, so we got that. Now we need to buy some fertilizer. Solid. Do we want to do liquid fertilizer or solid? We can do solid fertilizer. It's actually cheaper. So let's buy that. Okay. Let's move this little tractor over here. Alright, we're filled up. And let's look at what field we need to go to first. Let's go to 15 first. It's the closest. Because we might need to come back and fill up. It's 300 liters, so we'll see how much fertilizer we use on this field. Turn it on. Lower it. Okay, so V lowers it and then we turn it on. Okay, we got it turned on. See, this is what I wish it would do in the hoeing contract. Show me what I've got done. I definitely want a bigger fertilizer than this. But it still goes at a pretty good pace. I just like a bigger spreader. Small fields, this would work out just fine. I'm going to have to refill on field 21, it looks like. I have to refill on this field. fertilizer. We're filled up and finish this field. Just got a little corner to do, and then we'll drive up and start to hit the other fields. Field 21 it is. Now we gotta head up to field 21. That's where we have to bale wrap. I'm hoping we get the job, another bale wrapping job, because right now I can't do it. I mean, I could lease, but I made a rule that we wouldn't lease equipment in the aspect of, except for borrowing equipment, we wouldn't lease anything. Okay, here we are. Oh, we can actually see where we're dropping it to, in this field at least. That's kind of nice. I did not notice that on the other field. this whole field done in one pass. We got 18% left and only 12% left of the field to do. It's going to be close. And we're going to cruise all the way up here. Here we go. Haha, we just missed it by that much. So close. I'd like a bigger fertilizer, one that does, but I mean, this would do the job, especially to start. It wouldn't be what I would call a long-term solution, but it's not that long on medium-sized fields. I mean, you're getting a pretty decent spread, and you can go at a pretty decent speed, so... This probably wouldn't be the tractor of choice I would use, but I do understand why they're using it. We went with the solid fertilizer because it wait a minute. Let's unload and let's refill. Bam. Okay, it says it's in there. I'm not seeing it in there, but it says it's in there, so let's go back over here, and then we'll go pop the last contract that we can do for fertilizing. We gotta pay for that fertilizer since they're not providing the fertilizer for us. When we get done with this, we'll use just over 600 liters of fertilizer. Yeah, it looks empty, but it says it's got it in there. I'm going to be upset if I don't have it in there. This is definitely cheaper than the liquid fertilizer. It's still showing places we missed. So we're going to hit right here. Now, let's find... Okay, that one's completed. Collect. Look at that, more hoeing. Fertilizing. 42, let's go do that. Let's accept that contract. I was hoping another baling contract would pop out. We're on the field 41. We want to buy this area right here. This is kind of where the plan is to buy stuff and start our farm, but that will not be for a few months. There's 42, and there's 41. Okay, we're 40% complete. Okay, we do have fertilizer. We should have enough in here to complete this. We got 30% fertilizer in there, and we're 93% right now. There we go. Okay, we're going to drive down to the place, because if there is another fertilizer one we need to fill up, we only have 19% left. And if not, we need to empty it. There we go. Shortcut. So we now have fertilizer, so we can, how can I put it? We can store the fertilizer and we can do these jobs later on. And we won't have to buy anything. We are going to do some more hoeing jobs. But before we quit fertilizing, we're going to check and see if there are any more jobs here. If not, we'll be done for the day. I could probably buy that thing pretty darn cheap. I could put that on the back of my tractor if I had to. Alright, first thing we're going to do, we're going to complete that. Bam. And then, are there any more? There is another fertilizing one right there. That's a bigger fertilizer. I say, if we accept that contract, I empty it. Bam. And I borrow those items, but I complete that. We collect. I mean, we made the money on that one there, but this is a bigger fertilizer, so I like that. Is there any bale wrapping going? Cultivating, no. Hoeing, we're going to borrow these items here and back it out. Then we're going to tab. Everybody needs a weight. So I'm going to need to buy some weights. We need to open the cover. Drive over here and fill up here. There's not much here, but we need it. R. And this might fill the rest of this bag up. Yeah, I mean, that's all that's left in the solid fertilizer. Wow. we need to buy some more fertilizer. That's 1,000 too, but oops. There we go. Okay. Cover it up, and let's go up there and do some more fertilizing. What's our spread on this one? I don't know if I know. I know the other spread was 14 meters. So this one here has got to be more than that. This tractor drives faster than the other one by about 7 miles faster an hour. Don't need to unload, but we will need to lower it, and then we'll need to turn it on. Did that one. There's 20 right there. B. Uh, 42 meters. Yeah, this definitely is going to do more. Look at that spread. That's all I gotta say. I think I'm going to turn it off here in a second. Boom. That is one heck of a spread. And Yep, we'll be done here in a couple of seconds. Okay. That's phenomenal work right there. Yeah, that little fertilizer was 14 meters. This puppy was 42. I'm going to cancel the baling one, or the wrapping, because unless there's a wrapping one there, and then I'm going to accept the other hoeing one, and we'll keep the hoeing and the fertilizer, because this seems like the jobs that are out here right now. And we need to be able to have at least 2 active jobs, and we can bounce back and forth in between them. What we do is we're going to park right here. We're going to empty it just in case. We are going to hit the escape button. No bailing, so we are going to cancel that job. And we'll collect. There are 2 more fertilizing jobs we could take, which number 5 is really close to where we're at, so let's accept that contract. And 57, so yeah, 79's down there. Let's accept this one. Any type of fertilizer, liquid, solid. Let's fill it back up. We have just about 50%, and this is definitely a smaller job, so we should be able to do this all in one pass. This should be an up and down kind of thing. Yeah, 42 meters. Right about there. Yeah, that's where I think I'm going to do it at. And we'll adjust the field from there. Yeah, we're hitting it. can see why they wanted to use a littler one, but this 42 meters is basically 3 of that small one's 3 passes. So this would have took probably 6 passes. And we got it done in an up and a down. And we only used what we... That's complete. Collect. That's filled 79. Let's accept that contract. Try to use up as much of this fertilizer as I can. I mean, we cruise at a pretty good pace. I mean, we got to go to 78 for the other one. And we'll get to that. It's just, this is, I mean, gotta make the money back on this. If we use almost all of that, we may just complete this out right here, because I think we'll use close to 300 liters. I think. 79 is right up here. I believe this is 79, right? Yep. This one's already been fertilized, which is kind of weird that they're having me do it again. Yeah, you know what? We're done. We only got 2%. We're going to check any more fertilizing. There are no more, so we're going to collect both of those. And then we have a hoeing contract right here. We're going to accept that contract. And that's all that's left there, so let's hop into my tractor. Okay. 57. we're up to 16,000. After we bought our tractor, we were down to $3,000. So we're starting to make some cash, which is a good thing. We haven't even driven our tractor yet. Okay, this is our field right here. It's kind of interesting, these fields we barely ever need to even do 50% of the field. It seems like we're already 95% complete. I still don't really get how they're figuring these out. I mean, I remember you used to start, before the precision farming, it would start out at 0 and you'd go up and down until you got to 100, which is just like everything else, but this is something that they changed and I don't understand it, I guess. There we go. Now we're going to go cruise down to our next field, which is a big one. Ooh, we got a turn here, crank it hard. We only leased this one time this day. This is the third time. We'd have $1,600 more. I'm just stating that as a fact. Now we could buy the front mower header. That's 10 grand. And we are going to want the... Come on. Train's gone. There you go, raise that thing up. And we are going to want that mower header. Okay, this one's going to be a tough one to figure out. We will be able to see tire tracks. That's important because I don't see any weeds. And it doesn't see any weeds either because we're still at 91%. There we go. We just switched to 92. So I'm not quite for sure exactly what we're doing this for. But hey, there's my tire tracks. Still at 92. And I understand this is a big field, but hard to understand what they're actually doing. Still 93%. We're not moving. We're not moving that percentage point very quickly. Now I know we do have a little bit of overlap, but not much. A little bit more right there, but yeah, we should be at 94%. I wonder, I'm just checking something out. There's another cultivating contract. Oh no. Is there another hoeing? Look at the fertilizing contracts. We might pick those up here in a minute, but that one's completed. Let's collect. I just wanted to see. Yeah, there's nothing we can see there. I was just looking. I was curious. This is an $8,000 contract, so, I mean, it should be worth a little bit of money here. Okay, we're rocking and rolling 95%. More percent to go. And it looks like we got some fertilizing contracts to do. You know, I at least we have contracts to do in this episode. The last 3 that we've done, I've had very little work that I could actually get done. So it does feel good to know that we do have some work to do. They do like this field being contracted out a lot. I think this is the 3rd time I've done something on this field. We did cotton in episode 2, I believe. That took like an hour and a half, but we made a killing on the cotton. I will tell you, I will do cotton again on this field if they claim it, because that was a $30,000 return. That was a heck of a deal. And we still haven't even hit 97% yet. There it goes. Okay, we're at 98%. Finally getting close to completion here. I don't understand why we're doing this field, I mean, to be completely honest. I don't see a weed in this field. But the game must have a reason to do this. I can see fertilizing this field. That would make tons of sense. Or putting lime on the field would make tons of sense. I don't think I've had a lime job yet. 99%, so we're getting there. Well, let's see what kind of jobs are here. There is another hoeing job. It's way up there, though. These fertilizing jobs, I think, are what we want to do. 19 and 41. And then 70's down there. So let's borrow the items here. And then let's do 41 because we just went through and did this one a minute ago, I think, with the hoeing part. And then we'll accept that contract. And then we're going to tab. We'll use their tractor. And then we'll hop in here. Let's look in the used market real quick. Ooh, look at that tractor. It's a nice looking old tractor. This would be nice just to set up in our in front of our property. You definitely want that. Yeah, that'd be a nice one to have, but hey, you know what? I need to buy some fertilizer. Let's get here. Liquid fertilizer is 2,000, so it's double. That's 1,600, and it says I could use liquid, but I don't think that's for liquid. Let's buy one of those. Yeah, back out. Where'd it go? Oh, I must not have bought it. Yep. Boom. There we go. Bought it that time. We got field 41 and we got field 19. 19 is the big payday. I have to say I don't like this tractor that much. This tractor doesn't have a lot of power. Not a tractor that I'd be looking at buying. This thing's missing some oomph. I should see how much this fertilizer spreader costs. Even if I could find one that's like 30 meters. That would probably be pretty good. Look at the speed this thing has. It has absolutely no power whatsoever. Which basically means it's we're wasting fertilizer because there's no power. I'm going to sit here and I'm going to say that just like that. No power, we're wasting fertilizer. So yeah, do you want this? Nope. I don't even know if I'm going to get the other field done as bad as this thing's going. There we go. That is horrible. Absolutely no power in this thing. I've never driven up here, so that's why I'm going up here. And the entire time I played the game, I've never gone down this road. Usually I cut off about right after these couple of signs here. Right before the bridge. You can cut right through that field. Now this is a flat field, so we should be able to move pretty quickly on this one. But, man, doesn't it feel like I just sprayed this field? An up and a down? I swear to God, I just did this field. I swear this is like the second time I've sprayed this thing today. It is the second time I sprayed it, or I was here for something. Maybe this was... there's... yeah. This is the second time I sprayed this field. The first time was with the little sprayer. Today, I'm getting paid to do this twice now. You talk about crazy. Got it. My goodness. We'll collect it there. Bam. We could do that. I really don't feel like doing that. We could do this one. That's way up to there, but that pays better. So let's accept that contract. We have nothing in there, so... I guess I didn't do a good enough fertilizing job the first time on that field. I think this is the first time I'm doing any work in this field. Well, we've recorded longer on this playthrough than we have the last couple. Checking the time out. I gotta start getting ready to go out. My wife wants to go out to eat today for lunch. She'll be home from work in about 45 minutes, so say I got about 20 more minutes of record time, and then I'm gonna have to call it and get ready for the day. This bridge hard, one-way bridge, no tractors. You know what? This is a farming area. We're putting a tractor on there. I'm a little out in the middle of the road, but it's not really bothering anybody. This field 32, I never did any work in this field. As I said just a couple of minutes ago, haven't really ever traveled that road before. Never did anything in field 32. gotta get up there somehow. I think there should be a way to get up there. Here we go. Field 32. Those potatoes, maybe? I don't know. Not quite for sure what crop that is. Struggling going this way. I mean, I find it interesting that one way it struggles, one way it doesn't on these kind of fields. It should have the same struggle both ways, especially when we're definitely going against the grain. This one, don't feel it at all. Don't feel the struggle at all going this way. It just cruises right down. No struggle there. And this definitely kind of interesting. It just does not want to go this way. See, look at that. Let's go check this property out. This property is place that we could potentially buy. We'll collect that. We're not going to do that. Not doing that. Yeah, so let's take a look at this property here. This is all of this. This is $300,000. And that's all of this property. So what's on this property? Couple of sheds. A little play area. Got a barn there. Is that a house too? It won't let us interact with it, won't let us go in. It's kind of a storage area, a little silo there. That must be the house up there. Little creek, and that is the house. You can only see in a little bit. You look in the windows and you can't really see. You know, they've just got the kind of thing plastered on the window, so you can't really see back into it. Can you climb the ladder? Oh yeah, look at that. Alright, so that kind of gives that. There is another hoeing contract we could do. Make ourselves another $2,000 at field 28, so we're really close to it, so we might as well do it. Let's accept it. We're right up top here. We gotta go to field 28. This is a good $2,000. It's 27 here. So this is 28 right there. Trying to think, I got about $12,000 plus another 14. 32,000 right now for the day. That could be, I mean, we're close to being able to buy one of these here. This thing's struggling going this direction. I can't imagine it's struggling because of the hill. I mean, these discs aren't really being pushed into the ground at all, so that shouldn't be a problem. But it flies down this way, so maybe that is. I think it's kind of the issue, the same issue that we were seeing on the last build. I think they're trying to show resistance, but they're only showing resistance one way. They can't show it in every direction, so because we're getting that same resistance. And I'm not going up any hill right here. And theoretically, I should be getting that resistance here because we're kind of going against the grain. But if I turn this way, I'm getting that resistance going this way too. At least that makes more sense. now I'm not getting the resistance going like that. None whatsoever. Now I'm getting some kind of coming up the hill. Yeah, now we've got it again, full bore. Going up that angle, though, I didn't have any. I just turned just a tad bit and see, look at that. It automatically goes faster, yet we're still going right up the hill. We're at 99% complete. We'll finish this right here. We'll just hop down and go down a big swath here. Boom, done. We want to do that one. Collect it. Okay, I think we're done for today. So let's collect both of these. We're at 31.9, so we're right at 32. We could buy this. This decent mower. The discount's 20%, so normally it's 12, so it's not that great of a deal. If we look in here, liquid sprayers, no, we want dry sprayers. Let's back it up. That's $2,000. This is 25. That's actually not a bad purchase price. That might be something we look at buying. I mean, it spreads well. It doesn't hold a lot, but if we didn't have to lease, now how much would a weight cost? $1,000? I mean, what kind of weight would we be looking at? Something like that, $750. $450. I think that's all we would need right there. Yeah. So if we have a 450 ton weight, I'm going to buy that actually. Let's in simple weight, let's buy it. Not a big deal. Now let's back out. So yeah, I mean that would balance it for the most part. So we're going to buy that as well. Boom. At this point, we're going to hop in my tractor. We're down to $6,000 again, but pretty good shape here. We got a nice tractor, we got a fertilizer. Tractor cost us 30, this whole setup right there, 30, 40, I don't know, let's take a look. 42 meters, which is good. We can actually figure out our finances or our vehicles. Our value on this is 21,000. That's good. Our value on this is 83, but we didn't even pay 83. We paid about 80. So we have good value there. That doesn't matter. This is 7 grand, and we have actually been using this already and have made money. And we haven't used that yet, and our value is 35. So we need to make about 30 to 40,000 on that. But you know, hey, I'm pretty happy with that. So let's back that out. And there we go. All right, folks. So we do have a tractor. We're going to park this over here. I'm pretty happy with that. Our first tractor, we got a fertilizer, and we have a baler. So we'll hop out of there. And we'll call that an episode. So if you have made it this far, oops, wrong button. If you made it this far, thank you. Thank you very much. And with that, we're done for today. So stay safe and bye for now.